He picked the wrong family, and not scared of a conflict, and we're not scared. We're not running. We're coming at him.
But it just tells the story of it's the evil and the ugliness of people's hearts these days is everywhere.
Can you guys hear me okay? Testing, testing. Did the bot... Yay! Success! I have no idea what was going on there. No, I ended up having to set it up again. I think the screen was frozen. No, it said not to write in caps. Oh, my word. Streambot is bossy. So, before we get into things, guys, I just want to bring this up. I did add it, but no, he doesn't like... Streambot's like a biatch. Yeah, absolutely. So, before we get into Suzanne Morphew, they have made an arrest in the Tupac Shakur case. All these years later, they have made an arrest. So, I don't know. What do you guys think of that? About bloody time? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read this to you, and then we'll get into... oh, everything's gone. Finally, right? Oh, yeah, Dandy. Hey, Mexi. They've made an arrest. So I'm just going to kind of set things up again here. Yeah, Tupac. It's like, are you kidding me? About time. About time. So I'm just going to set this stuff up a little bit so we're good to go. And then we'll get into that real quick. Because that has to be talked about. I mean, how many years? Like it's what? Oh my goodness. Almost 30 years. Been a long time coming. So I'll just take a boo and then we'll go over. So, arrest made in 1996, deleting of rapper Tupac Shakur in Las Vegas. So, Dwayne Keith Davis was taken into custody on Friday in connection with Shakur's passing. Officials with knowledge of the investigation told the Associated Press. The exact charges have not been released, but a press conference is expected to be held at 12:30 p.m. Oh my, guys. What time is that for me? 12:30 p.m. in Vegas. I can't remember. So Davis, whose street name was Keefy D, I don't know if you guys remember him, told the detectives with the Los Angeles Police Department in 2008 that his nephew, Orlando Anderson, had shot Shakur from the back seat of a white Cadillac. Greg Catting, then an LAPD homicide detective, said Davis agreed to the proffer after the DEA built a D case against Davis and his family. So the proffer could not be used against Davis in court. Davis, according to the record of the interview, said he had handed his nephew the gun to shoot Shakur. Anderson can't be prosecuted because he was shot and deleted back in 1997. And literally, the police have suspected Orlando Anderson as the shooter for many, many years. Mike Dorsey, who directed the murder rap Inside the Biggie and Tupac Shure's passing, told Long Crime recently that he expected an arrest. I think they're going to close this case. I think there is likely going to be an indictment. Last month, Las Vegas police executed a search warrant on Davis's home in Henderson. I remember that. Officers seized a number of electronic devices, iPads, computers, a Vibe magazine with Shakur on the cover, copies of Davis's book, Compton Street Legend, and the .40 caliber ammunition. Shakur was shot with a .40 caliber bullets. It's not clear whether the rounds found in Davis's home are the same ammunition to delete Shakur. Davis' self-published book is considered a confession to what happened that night. He was also granted several interviews to YouTube channels and to Bet's Death Row Chronicles, in which he discussed that night. An LVMPD spokesperson would only confirm that a search warrant was related to Shakur's passing, who was executed on July 17th. No further details will be provided. I mean, what? Did you guys see this coming? Yep, he is. Orlando was the kid beaten up by Tupac and Suge at the night of Tyson's boxing match. But he was. 1:30 our time, friend. Thank you. Thank you. I'm no good at this stuff. We'll set something up because we're going to have to watch that. So yeah, he was. He was the kid that allegedly had taken that, I do believe it was like a medallion that all of Tupac's people had. And this guy allegedly stole that off of one of these kids, men. And Tupac seen him when they were leaving to get out and head to Suge's party. And it was at that point, as they came out, that they seen Orlando. Tupac was the first one. He seen him and jumped him. And then after that, everybody jumped him. It turned into a thing. They were broken up. And these guys left in their vehicles. Followed by Orlando and his little crew there. It was not too long ago, I think, what did they say? But he was also unalived. And I'm not sure Puffy knows. I think you're right, friend. I think you're right. What happened to Darrell Brooks, Melissa? I didn't hear anything new about him, friend. Yeah, I think so. Yep. I object. Oh, yeah. He did. Yes, he did. Puffy started the ball rolling over stolen pieces of jewelry. I do watch this kind of stuff, all this rag mag kind of programs. It's my break from true crime. Hey, mama, who's mama? Where's mama? Someone slide in? Hello, rapper, chopper, James, Dandy, Melissa, Mexi. I think I got everybody. Good to see you guys all, as always. Yeah. What about Darrell Brooks? Did he finally found out who the plaintiff is? Ooh, 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 ooh. So, yeah, there has been an arrest all these years later. I think I told you this before. I had a friend that she flew down there just to watch that fight. And I remember her telling me, they came out and there was like all this stuff happening in that lobby, right? So, Vegas lets you watch but not record and stream. Okay. Bastards. I mean, this is just amazing, guys. It's just amazing. So, are we going to find out next who unalived Biggie? Because everybody has put these two guys together. Let's see, do I have a better? The English guy who did the Arlene Warnos documentary did one on Puffy. Did he? I wonder if I've seen that because I like him. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah. I think so. All tied together. So rest in peace, Tupac, because I tell you what, that kid was brilliant. That kid was brilliant. It's too bad. He wasn't raised to be a thug. That's not how his mama raised him. He just happened to, through, I think, his music and meeting different people in that genre, and things went sideways. Puffy helped, not Puffy, who was in the car with him that night? That big arse. Well, I have a hard time thinking he didn't know, because why was why were the cars in the positioning they were? And why was none of the people allowed to carry weapons? So I hope we learn a lot. I'll watch for that at 1:30 my time. And yeah, we'll do that. Okay, so what have I done here? I got one more. So, I got this. Let's get into Suzanne. Let's find the best place to plant my butt. Over here. So, Tupac was brought into thug life. Careful what you wish for. Yeah, he bought into it. Yeah, so sad. I mean, he was just a kid. I agree, Chopper. May he rest in peace. Same thing with Biggie. Rest in peace. Yeah, absolutely. So what do you guys think about this case now that Suzanne Morphew has been found? What are you guys thinking about this? Are we thinking Barry's going to be collected up and thrown in the hooskow again? Or do you think that they're going to find something else? I know, right, Melissa? Yeah, that guy didn't make that. No way. No way. He might have survived the first one, which was totally amazing. But this one, I mean, you can pretty much see he wasn't going to make it. Both very articulate, Mexi. Raised very, very well. Yeah, they say Elvis is not dead either, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, Elvis is not dead. I've got him hidden in my basement. Do you think Barry Boy is going down? I sure hope so. I hope that's what this means, because they were saying that all they needed was to find her. And they've done that. They were looking for somebody different. We'll go through this, and I do have on Google Earth, we can kind of look at the area. So let's see here. Just went home. So what's this thing? We don't want that, do we? No. So following, when was this? 8:27 this morning. Following discovery of Suzanne Morphew's remains in Colorado, another Saguich County family seeks closure for a missing loved one. So, yeah, there is somebody else that they were looking for when they found Suzanne Morphew, but they have not found the other lady. So more than 3 years after her disappearance, the remains of Susan Morphew were found in Moffat, about a 45-minute south of her hometown of Salida. Yet while on one Colorado family is a step closer to closure in their loved one's disappearance, the family of another one in Saguache County is a missing person and is still left searching. I miss her because I was always able to talk to her. 56-year-old Edna Quintana has been missing since May 3rd of this year. Her sister Marilyn spoke with CBS Colorado from her home in Saguache, which is where Edna was also from. This is Edna. She's caring and she cares about family. She loves her kids. She was just a good person. She's a good person to where she's not somebody you would want to harm. The mother of 5 traveled back and forth between Saguache and Center to see her children. But Marilyn tells CBS Colorado that she more recently spent her time with a man that she'd been seeing for about 2 years. At first, Marilyn had no idea that her sister was missing. Me and my mother were worried she hadn't come home because she was coming over every day, if not every other day, said Marilyn. Marilyn says it was not until a few days later that her cousin told her Edna went hiking with a man she was seeing on May 3rd. At one point, Edna went back down the mountain, but the boyfriend could not find her when he went back to the car. CBS Colorado is not naming him at this time, as he has not yet been listed as a suspect. I don't know why they didn't come and say anything, because we could have done something sooner. They supposedly called the sheriff's department a couple of times to say my sister was missing, Marilyn said. The details of what happened to Edna are still fuzzy, but it has been through the searches conducted for her that other remains have been found. So this is the big city of Saguache. I think they said there was like right around 100 people, and this is where they found Suzanne Morphew, this little town here. And they didn't go very far out of this little town to bury her. Lakewood resident James Montoya's remains were found back in July while the Colorado Bureau of Investigation was investigating Edna's disappearance. They're finding other people. Go imagine, in the desert, like we've all heard stories of the desert. I was shocked and surprised, that there was all the way from Lakewood, all the way in Saguache. I don't know. I feel for the family too. We're all going through the same thing, but at least they have closure. Just like the one they found in Moffat, they have closure now too, even though it was 3 years. Edna. Well, CBI would not confirm or go into detail with CBS Colorado who they were searching for when they discovered the remains of Suzanne Morphew this week. Barry Morphew's attorney issued a statement. I wonder. Okay, we'll look at that in a second. So let's see here. Issued a statement affirming investigators were looking for Edna. It reads, in part, it was the Saguache County officials that fortunately stumbled onto Susan's remains last week while looking for another missing woman, Edna Quintana. What needs to be done, instead of pointing fingers at Barry Morphew, is asking the officials about the number of missing people and number of human remains that have been recovered in or from Saguache County in the recent past. Whatever happened to Crystal Reisinger, Edna Quintana, Suzanne, the man whose remains were found at Saguache County Sheriff's Office in Foothills on July 26, 2023, or the remains of the person found in another area of Saguache County last weekend? What were the circumstances of their disappearances? What is the cause and manner of these deaths? And of the remains found in the area, what happened to them? Are they looking for other remains still? Marilyn says it has been frustrating not to get answers in her sister's disappearance, but does hope this latest discovery sheds even greater light in her case. Who's to think this is going to happen to you or to us? And that's her sister. How sad. Unreal, guys. Just what? Hey, B9. Welcome. Let's see here. I'm a unicorn, Shauna. Jim Morrison lives in Colorado. Are his doors closed? Oh, hello, New York. Yeah, we're talking about Suzanne Morphew right now. And we did do a little bit at the beginning talking about the fact that there's been arrest in Tupac Shakur's case, which I did not see coming. Yes, Suzanne's remains last week while looking for another missing person, Edna Quintana. And it sounds like they found a couple remains out in this little area. Oh. I'm getting annoyed today. Is jury selection for Timothy Ferriter, but no news about what's going on. You know, all this secrecy lately, it's just like, oh my word. Oh. Okay, Timothy Ferrier is the foster dad that put his adopted son in that room in the garage for 18 hours a day with only a bucket. Is that who that is? Unreal. Like, what the hell is happening with people's brains? Timothy Ferriter. Another DICK wad. Just a wad of, yeah. Like, what the F? It just makes me ill, guys. Like, what the frick? Yeah, people are sick. Yeah, unrelated search. Who would have thought that a person would find Suzanne Morphew in this spot? Oh. Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. So we've got this. Is that what he did? Are you serious, James? So Chopper and James, this is literally what this guy did? Oh my word. Like what? People. I know, right, James? Who imagines getting a contractor to build a dungeon? Are you kidding me? Oh my God, this world. Yeah. Okay. We're going to have to take a look at that, guys. So this is from ABC News. Remains of Susan Morphew were found 3 years after her disappearance. The remains of Susan Morphew, a Colorado mother of 2 who went missing in 2020, have been found. Human remains located on September 22nd during an unrelated search in the town of Moffett in Saguache County were positively identified as Susan Morphew on Wednesday. And that's when we first heard about this, was on Wednesday. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? How's the audio there? Okay. Who's Suzanne Morphew? Suzanne Morphew is this absolutely beautiful woman that really you heard nothing negative about her. She was thank you, P9, I appreciate that. She wanted to get away out of this marriage. Her husband, Barry, allegedly was an aggressive individual, a possessive individual. And she'd been talking to somebody she knew from high school. And it seemed that there's a possibility that they wanted to leave their current spouses and get together. So I'm not sure if what's going to come out of this right now. I don't know if they're going to collect Barry as they should. Hey, Connor, good to see you. So, yeah, it is the saddest story. More than likely, in my personal opinion, the husband has done this, and it will be out of jealousy and rage. And he just did some shady things afterwards. He was arrested for this. They darn near went to trial. But the state said no. They want to stop the proceedings, but save it. I can't remember what the term is, but they basically made it so if anything else came, they would be able to recharge him. So they were smart about that. They didn't try him without her body, but now they have it. So I'm going to be very curious to see where this goes. Very curious. Yeah. That's what I think, friend. I think that he was that type of person that he thought he owned her. You know, she was getting ready to file for divorce. She had said to him, basically, we just have to make this easy on ourselves, the best start we can and get through it. And basically, I guess this is the way that allegedly he decided to handle that. It's just, it is a sad, sad story, friends. So let's see here. The remains of Suzanne Morphew, a Colorado mother who went missing in 2020, have been found. Her remains, located on September 22nd during an unrelated search in the town of Moffett in Saguache County, were positively identified as Suzanne Morphew. So they're not giving out exact places, but we've got an idea. So that's Suzanne Morphew. 2 beautiful daughters that really believed that she had just left and was alive. I don't believe that Suzanne was the kind of mother that would have just done that to her children. So Suzanne Morphew was reported missing from her home in Chaffee County, May 10th, 2020, which was Mother's Day. She never returned home from her alleged bike ride. And the Chaffee County Sheriff's Office said at the time, they are the ones that said that she had not returned home. Her husband, Barry Morphew, 55, was arrested almost a year later on charges including first degree and tampering with physical evidence in connection with his wife's disappearance. But those charges were dropped in April 2020, just days before he was set to stand trial. Smart move. They came home after the judge presiding over the case barred prosecutors from using most of their key witnesses at trial as punishment for repeatedly failing to turn over evidence in the defense's favor. The case was dismissed without prejudice. So that's the wording. Dismissed without prejudice, which allows prosecutors to file charges against Barry Morphew again. No arrests have been made since she has been found. This comes from the CBI. While the case has garnered national attention around the world, it has touched our community and the sheriff's office deeply. Chaffee County Sheriff John Spezzi said in a statement, "We have never stopped our investigation and will continue to follow all leads in pursuit of justice for Suzanne." Spezzi said that while locating her remains is a critical component to the investigation for her family, we are still left with many questions. The case remains under investigation. 12th Judicial District Attorney Ann Kelly, who represents the area where the remains were found, had said, "We will provide updates as soon as more information becomes available to the extent it is appropriate," she said in a statement Thursday. Family notifications have been made following the formal identifications. Barry Morphew, had filed a $15 million federal lawsuit in May against the prosecutors, the sheriff, and several investigators, claiming that his life has been ruined by false accusations. This might change things, Barry. "It's very hurtful to lose your reputation, your integrity," Barry Morphew told ABC in an exclusive interview. When asked whether he had anything to do with his wife's disappearance, Barry Morphew said, "Absolutely not. They've got tunnel vision and they're looking at one person. They've got too much pride to say they're wrong and look somewhere else," he added. "I don't have anything to worry about. I've done nothing." The couple's Dolly, Mallory, and Macy Morphew told ABC News that the last 3 years have been literally our worst nightmares, and they've never doubted their father's innocence. This is sad because, I think they need to be looking at that as a possibility so they're not shocked if he does get arrested again. I hope we find out at this press conference. It's at 1:30 Mountain Standard Time. I do hope that maybe something will be said to help these daughters start to put some things into perspective. I do believe that they were kind of convinced that she was still out there, that she had just walked away. Or, worst case scenario, that she had maybe been abducted. So Barry is with his daughters, and they are all struggling with immense, shocking grief after learning today that their mother and wife, whom they deeply love, was found deceased. They had faith in their wife and mom would walk back into their lives again. This news is heartbreaking. In a new statement on Thursday, his legal team called for an outside team to investigate her passing. The Morphew family and legal team believe that CBI, local law enforcement, and the local DA's office have a conflict of interest and should not be involved in future investigations of Suzanne's death. His attorney, Iris Eiton, and Jane Barailson, said in a statement, "An objective and unbiased examination of Susan's death can only be conducted by an outside and independent team of officers." So what do you guys think? What the HE double hockey sticks? No. People don't just walk up and walk away and end up that. Yeah, let's hope that it was way after her passing, because they do say that the bones were scattered. That is what they're saying at this point. Let me see here. Where am I missing Daniel? I see everyone saying hi to Daniel and I can't find him. No, you can't. You cannot fix people with mind frames like this. You can't. They have not said anything. I mean, there's not going to be a lot left. And by the fact that she had been, the bones had been scattered around, I don't know what they're going to be able to find. You know, she was not in one of the higher altitudes where she would have stayed in the same condition. So I don't know what they're going to be able to find. And I mean, we don't know how many pieces. Yep, she was getting ready to divorce him. It's just like, oh my word. Mile marker 103 on, oh, hi, Daniel. Mile marker 103 on Highway 7. I'm going to write that down. Uh-oh. Mile marker 103 and on Highway 17. Let's take a look, friends. Da-da-da-da. Come on. There you be. Okay, Moffat. You guys see that okay? No, yeah, there we go. So this is Moffat, guys. Not a lot to it. He sold the home right after she went missing. He knew she wasn't coming home. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. This guy, I don't know. Some people are wondering if these two are linked to the same offender. Well, they said that she went out with her boyfriend, right? And the boyfriend couldn't find her. And I'm not, she just didn't seem like somebody that he would date. So yeah, she had a boyfriend, but I doubt very much it was Barry Morphew. Yeah, had a boyfriend. Absolutely. Okay, let me get over here. And we'll look around a little bit. See, this is Moffat, 100 people. So, Highway 17. And you're saying go to mile marker. Highway 17. Okay. Okay. Let me go down there, people. I don't want to go to Moffat Way, though. Oh, but we're on Moffat Way. So, right here, guys? Are you kidding me already? So, we are literally on County Road 17. Sorry, no. So, we're looking for mile marker 30 on Highway 17. This is Moffat Way. I want to go down here, I think. Moffat Way. Really? Let's go this way. Goes on over here. No. Where's the... Why is it not giving me options to go down this highway? So we need mile marker. Look at how scant this is, guys. Like, there's nothing here. Okay. What's this? In memory of Barbara Vigil. So yeah, very, like, there's nothing. Let's see if I can get, is that a mile marker there? No. So yeah, just barren nothingness. Literally, they say there's about 100 people here. Scattered, right? So yeah, this is the terrain anyways that he would be digging in. What on God's green earth would make you do this in a place like this? I have no idea. I have no idea, friends. Okay, so that's Moffat. Oh, let's go back. Just this little tiny area here. So we got Moffat, so let's see if I can do it this way. No, marker. Is it 1:30, guys? No. Moffat, Colorado. Okay, so over here is Salida, and this is where they lived. Just on the outside. They were just on the out on is it this highway here, if I remember correctly? But yeah, they were a little bit outside of town, and they built that massive house to be with closer to the daughter. So guys, if anybody's new and you haven't subscribed, please do. Don't forget to hit that thumb, help the channel get into the algorithm a little bit better. I'd really appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Shauna. Much appreciated. Well, that's what they're saying. They found that dart, right? Darted her, took her to a motel, and got rid of her somehow that morning. Yeah. Like, he could have been traveling around with her in that vehicle for God only knows how long, too. There's no saying he didn't, right? Oh, perfect, Daniel. Perfect. I appreciate that. He gets some of the best information. It's National Hit the Button Day, guys. Yeah. Just going through, see if I missed anything here. Oh, was that guy autistic? Okay. Yeah, at least pay him extra. That's interesting. Contractor think it was a storm cellar. Isn't that like, what the hell do people do to each other out there? Like, what? Unreal. I'll hide in my little mountain paradise. Let's get together. If you can buy your own prison, don't go around looking for someone to build it for you. Yeah, pro tip. Yeah, Mad Melvin. Is Mad Melvin back? Connor. Yeah, this cannot be fixed. People with bent brains, yeah. If they do know the cause of her passing, they have not let us know. Well, maybe they will say something during this press conference. Can you imagine just selling that house? Yeah, darted her. Hey, thanks, friend. Thank you, Chopper. There's a fire somewhere and it smells like hot dogs. I think so. I think you're right. I can guarantee everyone will be watching this case once it goes to trial. Right? Or are they going to fight us again? No cameras. I really wish they would give up on that. We used to be able to watch everything. Starting in, I don't know, must have been either late 80s or 90s. We were able to watch everything. But now they're getting all like ishy about it. And they're not giving the public what they deserve, which is transparency. Yeah. It's just like, what? So, a lawyer for Suzanne Morphew's husband, Barry, lashes out at accusers blindly pointing fingers back at him after the Colorado mom's body was found in a shallow grave in a desert field, and suggests work maybe of a serial deleter. Really? Really? Suzanne Morphew, 49, was last seen on May 10th, 2020, setting out for a bike ride near Salida, Colorado. Her remains were found on September 22nd of this year. Morphew's husband, Barry, was arrested and charged with her passing a year after she vanished, but the charges were dropped and the case was botched. Oh my God. On Thursday, Barry Morphew's lawyer criticized those who accused him and the serial deleter could be on the loose as several other locals have disappeared. I don't know. She's getting ready to leave her husband. She's in the middle of texting her boyfriend. She had just told Barry she was done with him. And he didn't think that that was going to happen in his mind. And she disappears. So this is all going on with kind of a dangerous situation at home. And just some serial deleter went down that road and found her? So Barry was arrested after she disappeared and charged with her despite there being no remains. But after the arguments about evidence and procedures, charges were dropped a year later without prejudice, meaning he could be charged again if new evidence came to light. Thursday, Barry Morphew's attorney, Iris Eiton, spoke out against what she called overriding focus on finger pointing right back at Barry. Well, we have to, each to their own. Like, we can't eliminate that, can we? We really cannot eliminate that. And we know how the defense likes to throw out like ish and hope it sticks. So, I don't know. Barry. This is his lawyer. On the legal team. So Barry had a pretty good legal team. All women. Look at that. So Eiton noted in a statement sent to KKTV that Suzanne Morphew's remains were found 45 miles from the Morphew family home. Barry Morphew, a landscaper, was at work near Denver, 140 miles north of the family home on the day she was reported missing. You think so? But in a 130-page affidavit made public in 2021, I need that, after Barry was arrested, prosecutors suggested from 2:47 p.m. on May 9th, 2020 until 5:37 a.m. on May 10th, 2020, he took steps to dispose of evidence in Susan Morphew's disappearance and passing, creating a false alibi for himself, and staged a crime scene. Okay. I'm going to have to take lots of breaks because these guys like to take over here.
21, nearly 3.5 years since her disappearance, Suzanne Morphew's remains are found.
The Colorado Bureau of Investigation located the Chaffee County mother's remains near Moffett last.
So already we've got a map that shows where she was and where Barry was.
Week in the El Paso County coroner positively identified them today. Morphew was reported missing from her home in Chaffee County on May 10th of 2020.
Investigators were searching the area of Moffett and Saguache County.
So if she had been put high on those peaks that we're seeing, she would have probably been found fully intact.
Last week on an investigation not related to the Morphew disappearance. When the remains were discovered, specific information about the location and the state of the remains are being withheld at this time.
No arrests have been made since the remains were located, and updates will be.
So again, for this update, we'll watch that at 1:30. And hopefully they give us some clue as to what is going on. I'm sorry about the amount of breaks I'm giving, but Fox has gone after like a lot of my stuff that I've shown, whether it's only 35 seconds and I don't take a break. They'll take all my revenue for commercials. So I'm trying to be careful.
Be provided as information becomes available during this ongoing investigation. Officials have made family notifications.
There have been a lot of developments in this case.
Okay, I just had to make sure that...
Over the past 3 years. So here's a timeline of what has happened since Suzanne disappeared.
Sorry, guys.
On May 10th
That's what
of
it's doing.
2020, Mother's Day, Suzanne Morphew disappeared and a search immediately started.
Not finding would be the worst.
So that there is Suzanne's brother. And after law enforcement stopped their search, he literally got a group together and started doing it privately. So he really, really wanted, obviously, to find her alive.
The best I'll be able to get out of that is at least I gave it a damn big effort.
5 days
That's
later,
right.
on May 15th, Suzanne's personal items were found on a trail where she was known to ride her bicycle. However, the search for the missing mother continued for months as accusations against her husband, Barry Morphew, swirled.
If anyone is out there that can hear this,
I just find that part there that we're looking at to probably be one of the most nauseating parts of this entire thing. I do not find him to be sincere.
that has you, please, we'll do whatever it takes to bring you back. We love you, we miss you, your girls need you.
Almost a year after Suzanne vanished,
It gives me heartbreak to know that those girls really believe he is innocent, because if it turns out that he's guilty, they have a lot of processing to do, and I hope therapy.
Barry Morphew was arrested on May 5th of 2021.
One message was clear from everyone, and that's that they wanted answers and they wanted justice for Suzanne.
A trial was anticipated for nearly a year before the district attorney dismissed the murder charge against Barry Morphew on April 19th of 2022.
They had stated.
So again, when these girls are walking out, they look so happy. It's just, it's the whole thing is sad.
That they don't need a body, that a body is irrelevant.
No.
But you need to know that in this case, there has been not a single ounce of physical evidence that has been found connecting Mr. Morphew to this alleged crime.
Now on September 22nd.
But yet there might not be people with words, but you follow his cell phone even around his house while he was like shooting chipmunks. There's a lot of unanswered questions, Barry.
Of 2023, Suzanne's remains have finally been found.
And by the way, the charges against Barry Morphew were dropped without prejudice, which means charges could once again be brought against him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is probably the only saving grace that we have with this case, is that they will be able to, if they think that they've got enough, that, I hope they recharge her. Hey, live, love, and tea. Let me go over there. How are you doing, friend? Welcome to the think tank. So, let's see here. I want to bring up this for y'all. Have you guys been watching Britney Spears playing with knives lately? Like, oh my word. No. Put those down. Yeah. Hola. No, Fox doesn't need any more money. And the thing is anything with their stuff that I ran without taking a break, no matter how short, like just the short ones, they literally, what they do is they make a content claim, and it doesn't matter if it's 30 seconds. They get all your revenue. You lose your money. They take it. It's gone. Fox, it's disturbing. I don't understand. Why do they need a small channel's revenue? Like, go pick on one of some of the big ones that are allowed to do anything. I find it very disturbing how limited some of us are and how not limited the bigger ones are. There's some words. If I say some of these words, again, no revenue, nothing. So let's take a look. So Barry Morphew, husband of the late Suzanne Morphew, and their 2 daughters are struggling with immense grief and shock after Colorado authorities announced the discovery of Suzanne's remains on Wednesday. So they actually found her on the 22nd, and they did their autopsy. And as soon as they realized whose remains it was, they gave that update on Wednesday. So she was 49 years old when she disappeared from an alleged bike ride. And people are saying, that she had not been on a bike ride, that it just looks like the bike was tossed down the hill. And then a mile later, her helmet. So I don't know. They had faith that their wife and mom would walk back into their lives. I believe the girls thought the mom would come back. The news is heartbreaking, attorney Iris Eiton told Fox Digital in a Thursday statement. Yeah, I was going to say Tuesday, what? Neither the DA nor the authorities notified Mallory and Macy Morphew about the recovery of their mom. No, what they did is they notified him, and he was supposed to talk to the daughters, like a father does. Authorities recovered Suzanne's remains on September 22nd during a search in the area of Moffett, Colorado in Saguache County, about 45 miles from her home, west of Salida in Chaffee County, where she was reported missing. The El Paso County coroner identified the remains as Susan Morphew. Every picture, she's got that glow to her face. He just looks shifty. Prosecutors have suggested since last year they were close to finding Suzanne's remains. Barry Morphew was initially accused of deleting his wife when he was charged in 2021 with her deleting and tampering with the physical evidence in connection with her disappearance and presumed passing. Wonder if they got fingerprints off the bike and off the helmet. And a year later, prosecutors dropped the charges against Barry, saying they wanted more time to find Suzanne's body. The judge accused the 11th Judicial District Attorney, Linda Stanley, of procedure violations just before Barry was set to stand trial. Barry's legal team filed a $15 million lawsuit against prosecutors and investigators, accusing them of violating his constitutional rights. Well, if we find out you're guilty, you have no rights all of a sudden. Unless you're Brian Koberger, and then you'll get fed, vegan, given a computer to play with. And from what we know, Barry is innocent, as he was from day one. Eiton said in her statement, DA Stanley and law enforcement got it wrong. We hope the authorities will quickly admit their wrongful persecution of Barry, an innocent man, to treat the Morphews like victims they are, and charge the person or persons responsible for killing Susan. Like, oh boy. What if it is somebody else, guys? Like, what if it is somebody else? We can't eliminate it, right? May 9th. Yeah. I don't think there was a bike ride either, Mexi. I don't think so. I had to re-look because it had been a while. For some reason, I thought her bike was a little beat up, but no. I couldn't imagine someone just disappearing like that and not knowing what happened. That would be torture. Oh, I can't imagine, Perry. I mean, I just can't imagine. May 9th, the day of the chipmunks, right? Yeah, allegedly running around his house shooting chipmunks. Who the hell shoots chipmunks? Like, give me a break. I love the little critters. They're everywhere. Barry was touching the bike at the scene where it was found. The cops had to tell him hands off. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Houston, we have a problem. Yeah. Unfreaking real, friends. Okay, so text messages from Suzanne and Barry that were unsealed in June suggest they were both having affairs just before her disappearance. I have to be honest, guys, I do not have documents on Suzanne yet. I'll absolutely get some together. But there's been lots of stuff happening right now. So I did cover, we'll probably cover Tupac too. Like what? We did cover, what the hell? Sorry, guys. Brooks Hoke. I had to remember his name. I could remember Crystal, but it was like, what was that man's name? Yeah. Brooks Hoke. Arrested. So we did that one yesterday. We know that there's been movement on some of the other cases that we've been looking at. And I'm quite interested in Timothy Fenter. Is that how it Feniter? I can't believe hands off the can't imagine that was accidental. So let's see here. 4 days before her disappearance, Suzanne sent Barry a text message saying she was done. I could care less what you're up to and have been for years, she wrote, adding that they needed to figure things out civilly. Well, I think Barry figured things out, in my personal opinion. No other arrests have been made in this case, and we do know that Barry's were dropped. While the case has garnered national attention around the world, it has touched our community. Yeah, the Chaffee County Sheriff has really, he's put a lot into this case. John Speasy said on Wednesday's statement, "We have never stopped our investigation and will continue to follow all leads in pursuit of justice for Suzanne." He added that although locating Susan's remains is a critical component of the investigation and for her family, investigators are left with many more questions than answers. So anyone, if this does make some reach, please share. The authorities are asking you to contact 719-312-7530. This is still an open case. We do not know for sure, unequivocally, that this was Barry. Yeah, not a mountain lion. Chances are really good that there was a cat wandering around there and it noticed humans. It's going to take off. And chances are, I'm sure it's not overly hungry up there. No, they're not going to come back. Get cameras like the rest of us. Yeah, and he does. In the body cam, Barry almost immediately starts suggesting maybe a mountain lion. You know, he's touching the evidence. He's giving inaccurate information. So, yeah, I don't know, Barry. All I can do is hope. Okay, so this is the last thing we have to go through. And it is the area where Suzanne Morphew's remains were found is known to locals as the Boneyard. The Boneyard. Sorry, going to take a little stop here for a second because it's only 45 seconds. They're going to make me broke, these people. Yes, yes, they did. And I think that was the smartest thing they could have done, because why take chances that this was going to get thrown out? Yeah, my revenue is coming from commercials. And as I've been kind of setting everything up, they go through every single one of your videos, and anything that they think might be a problem, they stop your money, your commercial revenue. So you have to peel it and then go back and hope they say yes. And for whatever reason, every single one of my new videos or lives, they're checking them. So I'm trying to do everything their way without getting in trouble, because literally I would like for the commercials to pay my way. But if they continue this, Mr. Fox, it's not going to happen. So that's what we got. That was over. My little blurb and that. So the area in Colorado where investigators discovered the body of missing mother. No, thank you. No, thank you. So the area in Colorado where investigators discover the body of missing mother Suzanne Morphew has been dubbed the Boneyard by local residents. A week ago, the 49-year-old mother's remains were discovered along the side of Highway 17. Like, really? In Colorado's Saguache County 2 days ago, officials concerned the remains were Morphew's, ending a years-long mystery into what happened to her. Morphew went allegedly for this bike ride, I don't believe it, and was never seen again. Thing is how did they know she went for a bike ride? How would they know that? She was by herself in that house, allegedly. So yeah, 5 bodies have been located there in the recent years in this one little area of Saguache County. 5 bodies have been located. What the actual hell? Back in July, while searching for a still missing woman, investigators found a body in the foothills west of Saguache Peak off County Road 46AA. Was later identified as 26 years old James Montoya, who disappeared in April from a bar in Lakewood, about 4 hours away by car. Like, what? Somebody was looking for their family member, and that's how our son was located. Karina Montoya, James Montoya's mother, told the station Saguache County is getting a reputation for being called the Boneyard just because they found over the years so many bodies or bones. According to the article, Saguache is known for how secluded it is. Barry Morphew's attorney, Iris Eaton, who said investigators shouldn't be pointing fingers at her client, but instead trying to find suspects. Like, I don't believe for 2 seconds that they need to look for other suspects. And I do believe they have looked for other suspects. They have not just focused in on him as much as he would like the public to think so. No, not the case. Not in my opinion, not what I've understood. What the circumstances are of their investigation, what is cause and manner of death of the remains found in the area. What happened to them? They're looking for other remains in this area. The public should demand answers about these 5 people who suspiciously went missing and were found unalived in this area. Yeah, let's do that. Good Lord. Okay, what do we got there? Times Union article. Thank you. One case really bothers me. 30 minutes from my house is Jalek Rain Walker, last seen November 1st, 2007. Yeah, that's close, right? That's a little close for comfort. "30 minutes from my house." Oh, my word. Yep. Yes, then got a teacher last year, went for a bike ride, found her. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Well said, friend. A lot of these kids don't, and it's sad. So, with that said, friends, I have to set up for the press conference. It's going to be in 35 minutes. So, it's going to be Tupac Shakur, and I'm all over it. So I'm going to set that up for us, and I hope to see you guys all there. Thanks for joining me. As usual, I always appreciate you. So if anybody's new and hasn't subscribed, please do. I would appreciate it. And hit that thumb. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.